Hi, it's Bijan here. Do you have some things in your life where you're not happy about or something you just have some issues with? Then this video is for you. So last week I had a coaching with Jonathan and we kind of clicked, and he offered me as well to show me his coaching method. So this time we switched roles. So he's coaching me and I'm the coaching client. And I think also this process was very powerful and can give you also some insight. So I decided to put this also online for you, because we all have things where you're not happy with and things we feel like, oh, I wish I could change that. So I hope this process helps you. Give me an early thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new here, and check out my self-transformational course. I put a coupon code here below in the description. It can really transform your life. Let's go right into it. I hope you enjoyed the coaching. Okay. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey Bijan, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Nice to
Good.
see you.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. Yeah, last week we had a session, a little coaching, and now we agreed that we maybe twist positions, turn positions, and I get a coaching from you. I'm very excited. And yeah, so you mentioned that you use another special method and that you help a lot of people with this. So I'm very curious, and yeah, and appreciate your time spending here with me. It's really amazing.
Okay, thank you. Well, I look forward to sharing this with you because this is something that I really love, dear to my heart, and I've been doing it a very long time. And it's really, really interesting and powerful. Unlike a lot of other coaching things, gets to the root cause of things, the problems, and
Yeah.
takes them apart so that they no longer have any power in your life.
Yeah, that's really, and I know there are a lot of coaches out there, and yeah, for sure, everyone has to see what clicks with themselves. But
Mm,
I had a very genuine feeling with you from the beginning. So you're a very warm person. It immediately clicked with you. You're very empathetic. Yeah, I can imagine that you help a lot of people, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the process.
great. Well, let's get started then.
Yeah, let's go into it.
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a explanation of what we're looking for. In this process,
Mhm.
we're looking for, first we start with the condition. So what is the one thing that you're trying to get rid of? So in coaching, we first destroy something bad, then we create something good. So it's like a yin-yang process.
Mhm.
So in this first section, you tell me what condition, whether it's emotional or there's a belief that you know, like things that you say in your mind, or something that you've tried to resolve in yourself, a recurring problem, a feeling, anything like that. And you tell me what it is, and we'll define it, and then we'll find the belief and we'll get rid of it.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I thought about it. What can we use? So the thing that came up is I definitely have a problem asking for things.
Okay. For things or for for
Yeah,
material things or
for
help.
things or more for help. Um, for help. And for sure, I did my own analyzing process, and I think it comes definitely from a place not feeling enough.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is definitely we can, I think, look at and work maybe with it. Um,
Okay. Well, worthiness, feeling worthy, is definitely something that we would look at. It's a core belief, one of those
Mhm.
first beliefs that form in early childhood. But just on the issue of help, sometimes people, when they are helped and that help fails, then they back off from the help. So it's like a failed help is a betrayal, which also creates some kind of a traumatic disappointment. So has that ever happened where you felt that you reached out for help, you didn't get the help, and then you said, that's it, I'm not going to do that anymore?
No, I don't think so. At least I can't remember um, an incident like this. Uh-uh. not really.
Okay. So would you say it's more along the lines of feeling worthy?
Yeah. So I remember like being definitely not the cool kid in school. So as a young person, as a young kid, I was usually more outside of the cool kids. So yeah, so that feeded, I think, a sense of not being worthy or not, yeah, not being worthy. And there's another belief that, so I love to help others for sure,
Yeah.
and that gives me a lot of fulfillment. And there's maybe another belief that, well, I'm a very strong person and I can do anything on my own, so I don't need
Yes.
help, which is in some situations stupid. Sometimes it's just wiser to ask for help. But if it's just like being able to talk about things with someone else can help. Like, yeah, but even with this, I struggle, for example. Yeah,
Okay. Well,
so
that's interesting that you bring that up because that's it's a belief, but it's also an identity. Because you're
hmm
saying I am a strong person,
hmm
and a strong person doesn't need help,
yeah,
and we always live consistently with our identity. So it's like it's identity and it's a belief. So the belief is I'm strong and I don't need help,
hmm
but I need help. So there's a lot of conflict, and it's
yeah,
these conflicts that we're trying to dig up and resolve.
hmm
So just on the feeling of feeling not worthy, I want you to just check a word for me. Undeserving. Say I am undeserving, and just tell me how it feels,
I'm undeserving.
and
Mm,
then check I am unworthy, and see which one feels more true or more
I'm
heavy.
I'm unworthy. Definitely the unworthy.
Okay, good. Well, let's process it.
hmm
Okay. So what we're looking for is how did this start? How did this come about? Now, this kind of not memory belief, I'm not worthy, is caused by incidents with your normally with your primary caregivers, whoever was looking after you,
hmm
and they would do things that would make you feel like you don't deserve it.
hmm
For example, you ask for more sweets, and your mom says, "No, you can't have. You haven't been a good boy,"
Yeah.
or something like that. And you might have hundreds of these small little memories that add up into a conclusion. The conclusion is, oh my goodness, I'm not worthy. They don't have to be traumatic events. They can be
Yeah.
just small things that are evidence
hmm
that I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
Very often they are traumatic, but I ask you to go inside now and have a look. What was the cause for you? Can you think of a specific time when you felt unworthy with your parents?
Yeah. Definitely. It's from my dad's side. There, he was. First of all, he was not much around. He was working a lot,
Okay.
and the time when he was around, it was sometimes there were definitely situations where he wasn't always the most loving, and yeah, so I definitely struggled on this side. Um,
Okay. So your dad wasn't around, and when he was around, he wasn't loving.
yeah, uh, not always for sure, like, but there were definitely incidents where maybe I didn't felt loved. Yeah,
Okay. So in this sense, is it you didn't feel worthy of love? So you're very specific.
yeah, yeah. So I didn't got like unconditional love from him, so I felt like something must be not okay. Like, yeah,
Okay. You didn't get unconditional love. I hear you. Okay. When you think of that, do you have like a specific image that you can say, okay, I've pinpointed something. If I look at it, I can see my dad and I can see an event playing
hmm
out.
hmm yeah.
Want to tell me a little bit about that?
There's one event which is a bit stuck there. I was a pretty active, energetic child, so I was running around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it must be, I don't know, maybe I was 7 or 8. It's hard to tell the age. and my dad was very impatient and couldn't handle it sometimes. So there was one incident where I was running through the kitchen very fast, and then he was sitting on a chair and was kind of, I guess, in a bad mood, or couldn't take it anymore, this noise around him. And so he just took out his leg, and basically, like, I fell over it, and I don't know, I flew through the room, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he tripped you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one incident where, and my mom was pretty upset about it.
And you? Were you upset about
Yeah,
it?
of course, I was also upset about it.
Okay. All right, that is a very good source. I mean, if you look at that, it's a pretty logical conclusion that if that happened to you as a child, that happened, okay, that might have been an extreme incident. But with your dad's behavior over, your lifetime, if it only happens 3 times a day where he just didn't give you love, and kids are asking for love all the time. So let's just say 3 times a day. In 1 year, it's already over 1,000 times. And over 10 years, it's 10,000 times that you felt unworthy. Which means there's a lot of evidence. Like you could say, okay, when I look at that, I can see, yeah, I'm unworthy. That's how my father treated me. That means I'm unworthy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Is there any other memory that comes up for you?
Yeah, it goes then a bit back to my older age. So my dad had some idea what I should do professionally, which I didn't fit in, and I didn't want to do that. So yeah, also there it took a long time, I guess, until he took me seriously, that I'm successful with what I'm doing. Yeah, because I went a little bit out of his box, what he imagined for me. Like,
yeah, he had expectations.
Yeah.
You didn't meet them.
Yeah.
And so at the time, that was unpleasant experience to be. What would you call it? Like a rejection or a judgment, or
yeah, I think it's both. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what age were you there?
18, 20. It basically all through my 20s, you can say.
Okay. So the belief forms in the childhood, and by the time you become an adult, now you're really getting evidence, more and more evidence to say, you see, it's true. I'm not worthy.
Yeah.
Okay. So as from a child's perspective, that's a very logical conclusion based on that viewpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back with our wisdom and our life experience, and we're going to see what else it could have meant besides I'm not worthy. So what else do you think it could have meant when your dad tripped you?
It could have meant that he's just on his limit, taking in noise and running kids around, and he didn't know how to handle it. So yeah, definitely this could be
Your dad was in a bad mood and he didn't know how to handle that all that noise. Could it also be that your parents, or your dad in particular, he didn't go to parenting school, so he didn't know that the impact of what he was doing was going to have on your belief system?
Yes.
And if he had known, he would have behaved differently.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with you being worthy. It had to do with your dad's, the way that he reacted to you. And he could have responded in a different way, but he didn't. Could it also mean
happening right now in me when I hear this? It's like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Tell me more about what's happening.
Yeah, kind of a relief, and yeah.
Okay, good. Well, let's continue because there'll be more relief at the end.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you're very quick and you can process things very quickly. Maybe the belief's already gone. So it's also possible that your dad had, let's say, expectations. and unreasonable expectations. Little kids have a lot of energy. They play, they run, and they don't have situational awareness. They don't know what's happening in the big world. They just run and they play and they have fun. But as an adult, you're serious. You're like, no, don't do that. Sit down, keep quiet.
Yeah.
So the adult is projecting his own reality onto your reality. So he had unreasonable expectations of you.
Yeah.
You know, if he was a child, he would also be doing that.
Yeah,
which again has nothing to do with you. It's got nothing to do with your worthiness. It's got to do with his projection of what's going on inside himself. So as a child, you thought it was you, but I'm saying maybe it was him.
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
Definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Could you come up with anything else that explains your dad's behavior?
Stressed out from work. Yeah, this could be definitely also another reason.
Okay. I have another suggestion. You said that your dad wasn't very loving and he wasn't really around.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes he was away.
Mhm.
Or he was absent, or even when he was there, he wasn't there with you. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, you know, in my experience, having worked with so many people, I find that some people have a love block. Love and affection makes them feel uncomfortable. So they withhold giving love because love for them feels awkward. And the child always interprets as that I'm unlovable, I'm undeserving of love, which in reality, in the truth of it, it's got nothing to do with you. Got to do with your dad's feeling. He probably had some kind of anxiety about being affectionate.
Yeah.
Is that real to you? Is that like a real possibility?
It's very real. My dad had in general like very like issue expressing any kind of emotions, especially showing love and stuff like this.
Anyway, his parents probably treated him that way. So he was doing to you what was done to him, most likely.
Oh, it was even worse for him. He got beaten up by his dad. I know stories around this. And
So yours was an improvement. He definitely loved you more. Yeah. So it's like an evolutionary improvement with each generation.
Yeah.
Okay. So you see how we've come up with several different meanings, several different interpretations of those same events. And for something to be true, like absolutely true, there can only be one. Like we know in science that if you heat something up, it expands. It's definitely a truth. So if you come up with many of them, see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only one of many possible interpretations. And the belief that you have is the result of your interpretation as a child. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, yeah.
So I want you to think about those events with your dad tripping you. What does the event really mean?
It means like he's not good with kids and he's probably, yeah, so it says nothing about me, basically. It's just him overwhelmed with the situation, didn't know how to react properly. Yeah.
Okay, so here's another question in the same vein. What does that event really mean before you give it a meaning?
Okay, probably it means nothing.
Yeah, I want you to think about that. That the event really means nothing. And that all meaning comes from ourselves. And whatever meaning you gave that event, that would be your belief today. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Now, just for a moment, I want you to just close your eyes. And I want you to see that event, see yourself running and your dad putting his leg out. And while that's happening, I want you to look for this belief. I'm unworthy. Okay, so it seems like you can see I'm not worthy, but did you really ever see I'm not worthy?
No,
What did you actually see?
just a leg coming out.
Yeah, exactly. You just saw the leg coming out, and then the consequence of that. So the consequence is sometimes confused with the meaning. When something painful happens, that's the consequence.
Yeah.
And what it means comes after that. So you said it meant I'm not worthy, but now you've just said that the event actually meant nothing at all. So if it isn't there, if the meaning I'm not worthy isn't there in that event, where has it been all this time?
In myself.
Yeah. And where did it come from?
Yeah. I from myself. I gave this meaning to the situation.
Yeah. So is it the truth? The truth?
No.
That I'm not worthy?
Of course not. Yeah.
Yeah. So say it out loud and see how it feels now.
It's not true that I'm not worthy.
Yeah, I want you to say it. I want you to say, I'm not worthy.
I'm not worthy.
Notice how it feels. I'm asking you, does it feel different? Do you notice any difference when we started to now?
Yeah, it feels different. It feels like kind of not true anymore.
Yeah. So now what I want you to do is, I want you to close your eyes to me again. I want you to imagine that instead of interpreting all of those events, those thousands of events, especially with the one with your dad putting his leg out, imagine that you had interpreted that my dad has issues and I'm a child and I'm having fun and I love myself, he loves me, but he's just having a bad day. And that was not a good thing he did, but I know he loves me. And if you just move forward, scan through your whole life and reinterpret all of those events that led you to conclude I'm not worthy. And you can pick any of these meanings, these interpretations, alternative interpretations that make you feel the best, the ones that make you feel like that's actually true. And let me know when you're done.
Yeah.
Good. So what was the new meaning that you gave to these events?
Yeah, that it doesn't sound says anything about me, and that yeah, it's just kind of how my dad is or was, and
Okay.
yeah, so it's not about me as a person.
Good, good. All right. So I want you to just do a quick check for me. When we started, if you could rate that belief out of 10 as true, and there's a feeling that comes with the belief. Normally it's like a heaviness or a sadness or some kind of resistance. How much out of 10 was it when we started?
7,
And how much is it now?
3, maybe.
Okay, so it's hugely improved, but it's not yet gone. We're looking for it to get to a 0. So what I want to check is, when you think about that event, do you think about the consequence? When your dad put his leg out and you tripped and you felt pretty bad about it?
Yeah, I mean, I just see the whole scene. Like he puts out his leg and I flew through the room. Yeah, that's kind of what I see.
So when you recall that memory, do you still feel an emotion? Do you still feel sad about it?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's not 100% gone. Otherwise, I wouldn't give it a 3 probably. So I still, yeah, it's still, because I think because it was such a physical reaction for me, this tripping and flying, so my body tensed totally. So it's kind of probably a bit imprinted in my system, in my nervous system.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to kind of go back to that incident and we're going to separate it. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go through it. You tell me what actually happened. So actually you're running. Then what happens?
The leg comes out and
Yeah.
I fly through the room.
And are you physically hurt?
Yeah, of course. So I don't know, I hit my knee, kind of, yeah.
And were you crying?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
what did your dad do?
I think he was just sitting there doing nothing, pretty
He didn't
much.
look at you, didn't comfort you?
No.
Okay. So here's what's happening. There's the event, and this is a painful event. I mean, there's no way to interpret it differently. Something happened, and then there was a pain.
Mhm.
There was physical pain, and then there was also the emotional pain of, Dad, how could you do that to me?
Mhm.
The shock of like, what?
Yeah.
And then there's the meaning of I'm not worthy. And they're three separate things. But sometimes they get stuck together.
Mhm.
So I'd like you to just see them all separately. The event, the consequence, and what it means, or what meaning that you gave it.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
So if we take the consequence out of that situation and just the words on their own, I'm not worthy. How does it feel different without the consequence?
Um, yeah, then it's more detached.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we're looking for. Those words have power, and it gets its power from the consequence. And when you unplug them, the words, the meaning is like, didn't really mean that. It doesn't mean that. In fact, the lights just go out and poof. So we're looking for that kind of process. I want you to go inside and kind of create that process where the belief just switches off. So switches off.
Okay. Try. Okay.
Okay. So all through life, you can now unplug. You can just scan through all those events and unplug. I'm not worthy from the source of their power, source of its power.
Okay.
Okay, good. So let's do a quick check. Before you said it was at a 7.
Mhm.
Now I want you to just reassess for me again. Say I'm out loud, I'm not worthy.
I'm not worthy. Yeah. 0 to 1.
0 to 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Now 0 to 1 for me is gone.
Yeah.
The chances of it coming back at the level where it can affect you is very, very small. I think what will happen is that emotional charge of the consequence will just evaporate over time over the next couple of days, and it will be gone.
Yeah.
But in terms of how you feel right now, how do you feel any better than when we started?
Yeah. Way better.
Okay,
Yeah, I had one, I want to share one little thing which happened inside of me. It's kind of funny.
please do.
Looking at the incidents again, now in the second round we did, I thought about, as I said, like it's physically, because it was such a physical reaction, I probably fell forward and like, I said it was kind of imprinted in my body, probably a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine the same thing happens, leg comes out, and I'm kind of flying, but like Superman, I could fly and land on my feet and like standing like this. Yeah, so I just reframed the situation a bit, which lets me also feel better physically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny.
Oh, fantastic. And, that's a skill that successful people have, the ability to go back and reframe, traumatic stuck memories. So well done. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
I might actually use that in my in my sessions going forward.
that's what I do with people often. Like reframing his pictures and stuff. So
Yeah.
this kind of happens then. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Good. Thank you for your innovation.
You're welcome.
Okay, good. So let's come back to what we started with, which was a feeling of unworthiness, and which led to the inability or the reluctance to ask for help uh, because you felt a bit, unworthy.
Mhm.
Think about that now and tell me how it feels.
Yeah, it feels different. It shouldn't be a problem to ask for help. And yeah, so because when I'm worthy, it's also okay to ask for help.
Yeah. So out of 10, how would you say it's changed or improved? Because this is what we're looking for, an improvement. But I expect that with just one belief, um, it's not going to be solved. It could be,
Yeah.
but tell me how it feels to you subjectively.
Mm. Good question. Maybe 6 out of 10.
Okay. And what was it before?
10 out of 10.
Okay, so that's a 40% improvement.
Mhm.
That's pretty good. Okay, you also mentioned another aspect, which is I'm a strong person, and strong people don't need help to do everything on their own. They're independent. So, do you want to dig into that?
Yeah, I think that's a good leverage.
Yeah. So, tell me about that way of being. Why is that important to you to be a strong person?
Um, it all ties together
Mm-hmm.
because out of this not feeling worthy and not getting the recognition of my dad, I think I developed kind of an attitude. I will show you anyway.
Yeah.
So I will exceed all your expectations, but on my own way. Yeah. So I think this is kind of coming from there. So
Well,
it's
this is
it's also a superpower if you turn it around. Like
yes.
yeah. So
I was going to say that this leads actually to another process, another idea, and that is that when we see the outcome, a negative outcome that we compulsively had to do. So, for example, you compulsively were driven to show your dad and say, "Hey, look, I am fantastic."
yeah.
That's a good thing. But when it's compulsive, you don't have control over it. But the way that you gain control is just what you just did. You expressed appreciation for that identity, and you said, "Thanks to that, I am who I am." And there's gratitude in recognizing that it has actually driven you to where you are today.
Yeah.
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 So I want you to think of it like in a new unit of time, right now, fresh. Think about the situation that you're dealing with, asking for help, being strong, feeling worthy. What comes up for you?
I'm not sure if I get it right. So should I imagine a situation in which I need help, or in which I should ask for help, or
Yeah, I want you to bring up the feelings that you had. Well, bring up the situation before. When we started, you said it was difficult to ask for help because you felt unworthy, but you also felt strong and independent.
yeah.
So that's kind of shifted now. Now there's something new in its place.
Mhm.
It's not gone. The energy has just changed. It's changed its form. So I'm
Yeah.
asking you, identify that form. What are we looking at now?
Okay. Um, yeah, it's kind of it doesn't make sense kind of to not ask for help.
Okay, so we're at the point where it doesn't make sense to not ask for help, but what we're looking for is I'm excited to ask for help. I can't, like at the end of the session, I'm going to be asking for help, man. I'm going to be like, help me, help me. That's where we're trying to get to. It's like, if I need help, I'm going to get it and I'm going to feel good about it. So you're here and I want to get you here where it's like, okay, things are going to change. So at that point, I want you to identify what it is. So when you say, here's the phrase that will help you. When I think about asking for help, I feel X, X being the feeling.
When I think about asking for help, I feel, yeah, still a bit, I have an issue causing troubles for others or making an effort for others. So there's still a thought which thinks like, why bother the other person? You know, like something like it's not that bad anymore than before, but there's still, I would think twice to get help because should I bother really? It's just me, you know.
Yeah, you're very considerate and conscientious.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you worry about bothering people. You don't want to be a problem. Right. Okay. Good. Let's dive into the next process because this is very good. I think you're gonna find this very interesting. So when you think about asking for help and you feel reluctant, like give me one word that explains what you've just said to me.
Effort.
Effort.
It's like causing the other person effort.
So I would call that inconvenience, that you're inconveniencing others.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
Okay, can we go with that? So when you feel the effort that would cause inconvenience to others, is there something bad about that?
No.
Okay.
Usually people like to help and yeah.
Okay, so I want you to ready to connect with the question and anything that comes up. I'm going to ask it a couple more times, then you tell me if it's changed. When you think about helping, asking for help from others, and you feel this effort and inconvenience in them, is there anything bad about that?
No, not at all.
All right, good. Is there anything good about it?
Yeah, of course. Usually, I mean, I like to help others and I like being asked for help. So pretty sure there are a lot of other people that are the same.
Yeah, okay. Is there anything else good about it?
Maybe life gets easier for me then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you haven't yet thought of that's good about asking for help?
Yeah, it can be kind of a win-win situation for both parties. Yeah.
Good. Anything else?
I'm not sure. Not a, that I can think of now.
Well, if you're done, you're done. You just say, that's it.
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want you to feel that person, that, that identity, that part of you that feels reluctant, that wants to not inconvenience people. What do you call that part of you, that identity? Like, for example, I'd call it, let's say, the considerate part. Or, I mean, I don't know what it is in German, what it would translate as, but you tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. I would call it the carer in me.
The carer, okay.
Care for others. So like more thinking about others than about myself.
Okay. Is there any element of self-sacrifice where you give up what you want for others?
Yes, sure.
All right. So I want you to feel that you are currently the carer and that you are in, the self-sacrificing space.
Okay.
From the point of view of the carer, what do you need?
I need again the reassurance that I'm worthy and that it's okay to also let being taken care of from others.
Good, thank you. So from that viewpoint of being the carer, is there anything else that you need? Some kind of goal that you're trying to achieve?
Not really a goal. It's more like a passion to help others, to elevate others. It's kind of fun, gives me meaning.
So the carer doesn't want to get help, only wants to give help. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you're in the giving mode. So from that giving character, that giving identity, which you call the carer, what else do you need?
Nothing.
Okay. So from that viewpoint of the carer, what do you believe?
I believe that maybe others need more help than me, or I'm better able to deal with stuff compared to others. So better don't bother to ask for it. Yeah, that's the mindset of the carer.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I gotcha. So from that viewpoint of the carer, have you made any decisions about yourself and your life?
Of course.
I'm all ears. Tell me what they are.
Yeah, for example, being in my drive, being interested in psychology and learning about how to unwind these things and help others with this. So all this motivation comes from there.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you believe as the carer?
That I'm good at it.
Yeah.
So probably I always usually get good feedbacks from clients. So yeah, there's also the belief that I'm able to help others usually.
So I just want to check, is there any belief that other people cannot help you? That they aren't able to help you? They cannot give you the help you really need?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, I'm just checking. Okay. So from that viewpoint of the carer, have you come to any conclusions about life?
I'm not sure if this fits in here, but of course, sometimes there are situations in my life where I feel like, okay, it would be nice if someone would care about me, not just me giving energy out. Like, it's not happening very often, but there are situations where it is. I'm not sure.
This is exactly where it fits in. Yeah. So carry on what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is conclusion about life, but yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Any thought that comes from the carer saying, you know, I give a lot because I can, I love it. But there's also the other side. That's the yin and the yang side.
Yes.
And I'm looking for that other side. If there's anything else that wants to come out. What is the carer unhappy about?
So I wouldn't call it the carer now, but there's this other side, which you mentioned, with which this side is not happy about that. It's not true, but I overextended now, that no one's there that cares about me.
Well, when you say it's not true, at the unconscious level, there's a part of you that absolutely believes it's true. And it makes you feel that way, even if it's just a little.
Yeah.
And we want to give that part a voice, and we can acknowledge it and say, thank you for your input. What do you need? What do you need to redirect the energy elsewhere? So that part, what do you call that part?
That's a needy part. That's my needy part.
Okay, so I want you to now be the needy part. Okay, from the viewpoint of the needy part, what is your intention? What is your need?
I want to be seen. I want to be taken care of. I want to that other show me appreciation.
So is the carer and the needy part, are they in opposition?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay. So let's come back to what the need is. Is there any other need of the needy person, the needy identity?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. From the viewpoint of the needy part, do you have any beliefs about the world, about people, about yourself?
Question. I'm not sure. Maybe the side has a belief that I will never get so much like affection or caring that others get, maybe. Something like this.
Okay. Is there anything else that the needy part believes?
It ties again to the first part that maybe it believes that I'm not worthy. Yeah, so maybe on this level there's also this belief.
Yeah, absolutely. So from that viewpoint of the needy person, is there any other need or intention that you haven't yet expressed?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. But from the viewpoint of the needy person, is there any decision that you've made?
I guess so, yeah. I have to think about it, but I'm pretty sure there were situations in my life where this was influenced by this needy side.
Okay. So what I'm asking is, if you currently be the needy part and just speak as yourself, as a needy part, I've decided this. I've decided that people are like this, the world is like this, and I need this, and this is how it is.
I need your help. So you want to, I should imagine, can you repeat that, please?
I want you to be the needy part. I want to speak directly to the needy part. And I'm asking you, as the needy part, what decision have you made about life? And if it isn't anything then there isn't anything. But if you've made a decision and you want to share it, be happy to hear it.
Mm. The only thing which comes to my mind is probably my younger age. Maybe, yeah. So maybe I decided to leave a former partner of mine because of this side, because it felt like there's some needs not met. So that's an example that comes to my mind.
Okay, so there has been an effect of this part in your life.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, instead of being the needy part, which kind of like we started off with the carer. The carer is a self-sacrificing part that wants to give, and it feels good, and it's really good at that. And as we progressed, we got to this needy part that kind of jumped into our process and said, "Hey, I want to be seen." Now we've seen it. We've seen the needy part, and from that viewpoint of the carer, what could you say to this needy part?
That it's totally okay to ask for help and to be needy sometimes, and that it's okay that this side is there, and that's important to have this side in my team.
Great. So do you want to acknowledge the needy part for its contribution? It must have helped you in some way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Want to say thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Give it some love.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, so let's come back to the caring part. That caring part, which I would like to say is caring and self-sacrificing part. Instead of being that part right now, is there another kind of part that you would like to be instead?
It would be great to to have both parts kind of equally, so the needy part and the caring part as a good team that is more like a balance. Before it was like probably, I don't know, 90% carer and 10% needy. And yeah, I'm not sure if I want to have it 50-50. Maybe 70-30 would be good to start with.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, that perfect balance is a new identity that you can create right now. So if you created that identity of 70-30, 70 give, 30 take, would that be an ideal outcome for you?
Yeah, right now it sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, think of the ideal. Is it ideal?
Yeah, maybe 80-20. I'm not
80-20,
sure.
all right. Fine. Fine. Okay. So if you were to be that part, okay, could something good happen?
Of course. Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah, it would lead definitely to more balance in my life, I guess. And yeah, that I also, the needy part would help me. The needy part is more encouraged. It would help me more to look on the things I need and what's important for me. Also to address this and express these needs in my life.
Yeah, very good. Is there anything else good that would happen?
Yeah, it would probably definitely help me to set my boundaries right, to communicate them, stuff like this. So in interactions with others, it would be beneficial.
Okay, so what's kind of happening? I mean, we just visualize this process is that we started off with the caring part, and then the needy part came in and said, "Look, I'm opposed to that." And now there looks like they're joining together and becoming something new, a balanced,
Yeah.
a balanced, caring, needy part.
Yeah.
So can you get that feeling of this part is now blended together?
Yeah, I before I imagined that the carer hugs the needy part, and so they're standing side by side and looking forward to work together.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, good. So if that were to happen, could anything bad happen?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So let's come back to the original issue. You said, when I think of asking for help, I feel, you said you felt effort, like you were inconveniencing others. How does that seem to you now?
No, it sounds good to ask for help.
Okay, so give it to me again. When I think of asking for help, I feel.
I feel positive about it.
Okay.
I wouldn't say excited, but definitely positive.
Well, we went from unwilling to
It's
willing.
still 80-20, so
Yes. Okay, good. I mean, that's already, you went from unwilling, from reluctant to willing. Are you happy with that shift?
yeah,
Is that enough?
absolutely.
Is that enough? Okay, so let's revisit the entire issue. When we started, you said you felt undeserving, or you said, I'm not worthy. And you said that, when you asked for help, you felt reluctant. Think about the entire issue right now, the worthiness, the reluctance, asking for help, being strong and being independent and not needing anyone's help.
Yeah.
Put that into like one idea and let me know how it feels now, if it's even still there.
Well, now looking back, of course, it like sounds stupid to say that I don't need help because I'm strong. So yeah, doesn't make sense. So it definitely makes sense. Even the strongest person makes sense to take help from others. Like yeah, so it definitely shifted.
Okay, fantastic. So in the final part of what we're doing, remember I mentioned we have a destructive section where we break things down, we rearrange energy, and then we create something in the future. So is there a future self that you could be on this aspect that embodies, or that, that behaves and thinks and believes and has all those things of that balanced person? And picture yourself in the future being completely balanced, able to ask for help, getting help, and being happy. Because when someone helps, as you say, when you help, you feel good, right? And by not letting them help, you're actually robbing them of those good opportunities to feel good.
Yeah.
Now you'd be giving them opportunities to feel good about themselves. So like you can see that.
Yeah.
So just create that vision and let me know a little bit about it and how far into the future it is.
Yeah, sounds amazing. Feels amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far into the future is that future self?
Not so far. It's like pretty close. I'm
Days?
actually thinking about, yeah, concrete things in the moment, in the future now, next days, weeks, where I can ask for help.
Okay. Are there any action steps that you could take in the next, hour or day that brings you closer to that future self?
Yeah, can think about it. Yeah.
Okay. So your task then is to come up with a couple of things that takes you, like, that helps you take giant steps towards that future self, so you can make it a reality. Because we can do all the feeling stuff, but without the action stuff, nothing really changes.
Yeah.
So you got to integrate to make it happen.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that whole process?
Yeah, it sounds amazing. It feels amazing, and yeah, I'm inspired to. After our session, I will think about some things, and then feels exciting to walk towards this new version of mine.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, then that brings our session pretty much to a close. we've done the 3 exercises, and if there's anything you want to say or ask or discuss,
I just
the
want to
floor is
mention,
yours.
just in case, I just want to mention, just in case my dad watched this video at any point. So I want to make the picture complete.
Yes.
My dad changed a lot as he grew older, and we got a very good bond. And like, even if this thing stuck in me from the past, I was very fortunate to have had like a process with him where he, yeah, I also got to know another side of him, and a very loving and caring side. And this was also helping me in my process. So I just want to mention for any reasons, like, yeah, so I really love my dad, and we made good progress then afterwards as I was older, and yeah, that was good.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Other than that, no, it was really amazing. Thank you for this amazing journey.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure, and I'm glad that I was able to help you.
Yeah, definitely, that was really, really amazing.
Okay, well then we'll end off, and I'll say goodbye. Thank you, Bijan.
Thank you so much as
I'll
well.
see you on the next call.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for your time and effort.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for sticking around until here. Like, I hope this process was helpful for you. You see, there's always new things we can explore and things that can help us. So I hope this journey together inside of me was helpful for you as well. And yeah, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, check out my transformational course down below in the description. And thanks for spending so much time here with me. See you in my next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.